I keep thinking I'm going to get a day off from recording these update videos, but y'all keep pushing us to the next milestone. So no days off. It's a good thing. We have surpassed 15,000, which means I'm here to announce what the grad school tiers are. Now, again, with this campaign, I wanted to try something different and make it a virtual, immersive experience and make it less about the physical tchotchkes. So the first tier in the grad school section at $250, I'm calling it the Master's Degree in Frankenscience. It gives you access to everything from the previous tiers, so you get to watch every cut of the film, including the final cut. You get access to all of my uploads in regards to VFX shot notes and composer notes. See me in Zoom calls with department heads as we work through the post-production process. Even live streams from my time with sound designer Mike Gallagher. You'll live through all of post-production with me, and you get access to an exclusive 6-part deep dive podcast series. Now, this podcast is only going to be available through this Kickstarter. I'm never going to release it publicly. And they're going to be deep dive conversations with different department heads. For example, I'll do an hour-long interview with our composer, Matt Mahaffey, and talk about his career and his approach to scoring film. I'll do a conversation with sound designer Mike Gallagher. We'll break down what exactly sound design is and how he got involved in that side of the industry. We're going to take each role and not only talk about how this specific artist came to the place they're at in their career, we're going to talk about what it is they do in general, what that role means in the process of filmmaking. Quite frankly, they're going to be conversations that I want to have with these people, and I want to have them on record because I think these people are brilliant, and they're a huge part of why I want to make movies. So at $250, you get everything from the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior level, plus the 6-part podcast series, which I don't have a name for yet. Maybe you can help me come up with one. Now, at the next level, the PhD of Frankenscience for $500, here's where we get into giving you access to the development of the Frankenbabes feature. As I stated earlier in the week, my plan is to make this into a feature movie musical a la Little Shop of Horrors. And we've already begun that process. So, if you opt to get your PhD in Frankenscience, not only will you get everything from the freshman, sophomore, junior, senior level, and the Masters in Frankenscience level, the exclusive podcast, you're going to get an insight into the creation of the first 3 songs from the Frankenbabes musical. You're going to be hearing pieces of music as they come in, and you'll be hearing the full demos from Matt Mahaffey and Letitia Wolf. So everything that we've talked about, plus access to the creation and the process behind making 3 songs for the Frankenbabes musical, including access to hear 3 full demos of the musical. Now, I couldn't think of what to call the bigger tier that comes after Masters and PhD, so we're going to call it the Bull Goose Looney of Frankenscience tier. For $1,000, you get everything we've talked about, plus the exclusive podcast, plus access to the first 3 Frankenbabes demos, and access to my process during development of the Frankenbabes musical. So everything that you'd get at the senior level in regards to the short, you'll now be plugged into that process for the feature. So, as I write the script, you'll see drafts of the script. As I get concept art made, you'll see concept art made. As I go back and forth with Matt and Tish, you'll hear not only those first 3 demos, but all the music that's created along the way. You'll be plugged in and ride shotgun with me through the entire development process of the Frankenbabes feature. And this will last for easily a year after this Kickstarter wraps. And so whether we get to make the movie or not, I'm going to go through this process because that's just how my brain works. I've got to get this thing out of my system. So you'll see me build out this entire film from a development perspective, from a creative perspective. And if we go into production, we go into production. And if we don't, you got a glimpse into what it's like to try and make a movie that never comes to fruition. Exciting? Sad? Hey, that's the life of the independent filmmaker. So consider either managing your pledge and upping to the Masters of Frankenscience, the PhD of Frankenscience, or the Bull Goose Loony of Frankenscience, or consider coming onto the campaign if you haven't already at one of those higher tiers. Thank you so much for getting us thus far. We are so close to bringing the entire world of the Frankenbabes to glorious life.
Here comes